How's everybody doing? This is Zombie Stick. Getting ready to open a case of Hour of Devastation. It is that time of the year where we get a new set. So let's pop this open and see what we get. Nerd Cart will be doing a 1-pack giveaway with each video. So subscribe, comment, like, share, all that kind of stuff. Thanks Bluegrass Magic sponsoring the channel. I broke out the Nicol Bolas playmat from M13. Thought it was appropriate. Got some good cards in this here set. Seems like they made a couple of cards just for Commander and just for Modern. Been a lot of talk about that. Let's hope this can revive Standard a little bit. Make Standard a little more fun. As always, I'll go to the rare, read it the first time, and then after that just show you that I got it. And our first rare is Hour of Devastation. 2 red, 3 colorless, sorcery. All creatures lose indestructible until the end of turn. Hour of Devastation deals 5 damage to each creature and each non-Bolas Planewalker. This is particularly bad for me because I like to use gods as my commanders, so that's gonna be a card that's gonna cause me issue down the road. And we have Pride Sovereign. 1 green, 2 colorless. Pride Sovereign gets +1/+1 for each other cat you control. 1 white, tap, exert Pride Sovereign, create 2 1/1 white cat creature tokens with lifelink. Let me get situated here. Got a couple of rares from the pre-release kit in the Fat Pack. Fat Pack was kind of bad for me this time. Did not get any mythics, although I did get 2 out of the pre-release kit. And the die from the pre-release kit in the Fat Pack's pretty nice. That new die is pretty nice. Next rare is Driven and Despair. 1 green, 1 colorless sorcery. Until the end of turn, creatures you control gain trample. And whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. And then Despair is sorcery, aftermath. Until end of turn, creatures you control gain menace. And whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, that player discards a card. Hollow 1, 5 colorless, artifact creature, golem. Hollow 1 costs 2 colorless less to cast for each card you've cycled or discarded this turn. And you can cycle him for 2, and he's a 4/4. So I'm sure he will see some play as long as cycling is about. There we go. Nicol Bolas, God Pharaoh. 4 colorless, 1 blue, 1 black, 1 red. +2. Target opponent exiles cards from the top of his or her library until he or she exiles a non-land card. Till the end of turn, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. +1. Each opponent exiles 2 cards from his or her hand. -4. Nicol Bolas, God Pharaoh deals 7 damage to target opponent or creature an opponent controls. And -12. Exile each non-land permanent your opponents control. He comes in with 7 loyalty counters. It's kind of ridiculous. If you can get him on the board and keep him out for a couple of turns, that's just out of hand. Alright, next one is a Ramunap Excavator. 1 green, 2 colorless. Creature Naga Cleric. You may play land cards from your graveyard. He is a 2/3. And we have a foil full art island. Raminap Excavator. I believe he's going to go on my commander deck, being that I fetch a lot. And we have Endless Sands, land, desert, tap and add 1 colorless to your mana pool. Tap 2 colorless, or 2 colorless and tap, exile target creature you control. 4 colorless and tap, sacrifice Endless Sands, return each creature card exiled with Endless Sands to the battlefield under its owner's control. And we have a foil Firebrand Archer. We'll put the old foils here, put the lands up there, get a little bit of separation as we go, so we ain't got to go back and go through everything when it's time to put it in the binder. Raminap Hydra, 1 green, 3 colorless creature, Snake Hydra, Vigilance, Reach, Trample. Raminap Hydra gets +1/+1 as long as you control a desert. Raminap Hydra gets +1/+1 as long as there is a desert card in your graveyard. It comes in as a 3/3, and we have a foil Plains. Yeah, I'm messing this all up. There, 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 and there. Swarm Intelligence, 1 blue, 6 colorless enchantment. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. That is pretty nice. I got full art Plains. Bantu's Last Reckoning. 2 black, 1 colorless sorcery. Destroy all creatures. Lands you control don't untap during your next untap step. Full art Plains. Bantu's Last Reckoning, they say, is going to see a lot of play. Not only in Standard, but possibly Modern and possibly Commander. Razaketh the Foul-Blooded. 3 black, 5 colorless, legendary creature demon, flying trample, pay 2 life, sacrifice another creature. Search your library for a card, put that card into your hand, then shuffle your library. And he's an 8/8. Flying trample, 8/8, on top of a decent tutor. It's not bad, not bad. Full art Forest. Refuse and Cooperate. Refuse is 1 red, 3 colorless, instant. Refuse deals damage to target spell's controller equal to that spell's converted mana cost. And Cooperate is an instant aftermath. Copy that target or copy target instant or sorcery spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. We got a full art Mountain. Overwhelming Splendor. 2 white, 6 colorless, enchantment, aura, curse. Enchant player. Creatures enchanted player controls lose all abilities and have base power and toughness of 1/1. Enchanted player can't activate abilities that aren't mana abilities or loyalty abilities. That's going to be painful if it gets on the board. That can definitely ruin a commander game real fast. Scavenger Grounds, land, desert, tap, add 1 colorless to your mana pool. 2 colorless, tap, sacrifice a desert, exile all cards from graveyards. And we have a foil Thorn Moloch and a full art Island. Hazaret's Undying Fury. 2 red, 4 colorless sorcery. Shuffle your library, then exile the top 4 cards. You may cast any number of non-land cards with converted mana cost 5 or less from among them without paying their mana cost. Lands you control don't untap during your next untap step. Torment of Hailfire. 2 black X. Sorcery. Repeat the following process X times. Each opponent loses 3 life unless that player sacrifices a non-land permanent or discards a card. Definitely going to see that in play. That is definitely going to be painful in Commander. Alright, we Crested Sunmare, 2 white, 3 colorless, creature horse. Other horses you control have indestructible. At the beginning of each end step, if you gain life this turn, create a 5/5 white horse creature token. A lot of talk about that. We have a Manticore Eternal foil. And wrong pile. Champion of Wits, 1 blue, 2 colorless creature, Naga Wizard. When Champion of Wits enters the battlefield, you may draw cards equal to its power. If you do, discard 2 cards. And then Eternalize 4/7. Neheb the Eternal, 2 red, 3 colorless, legendary creature, zombie, minotaur, warrior. And the guy can fit into a lot of things. He has Afflict 3, and whenever this creature becomes blocked, a defending player loses 3 life. At the beginning of your post-combat main phase, add 1 red to your mana pool for each 1 life your opponents have lost this turn, and he is a 4/6. I'm sliding that into my green-red deck. My standard deck's going to be green-red, and he is going to be in it. Earthshaker Kanara, 1 red, 1 colorless creature, Jackal Warrior, haste. When Earthshaker Kanara enters the battlefield, target creature with power less than or equal to Earthshaker Kanara's power can't block this turn, and you can Eternalize for 4 colorless, 2 red. It comes in as a 2/1. Hour of Eternity, 3 blue, XX. Sorcery, exile X target creature cards from your graveyard. For each card exiled this way, create a token that's a copy of that card, except it's a 4/4 black zombie. And we have a hostile desert land. Desert, tap, add 1 colorless to your mana pool, 2 colorless, exile a land card from your graveyard. Hostile desert becomes a 3/4 elemental creature until the end of turn. It's still a land. We have a foil Vile Manifestation. We have Grind in Dust. Grind is 1 black, 1 colorless sorcery. Put a -1/-1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. And Dust is a sorcery. Aftermath, exile any number of target creatures that have -1/-1 counters on them. Resilient Kanara, 1 green, 1 colorless creature, Jackal Wizard. When Resilient Kanara enters the battlefield, you may have target creature get plus X until the end of turn, where X is resilient. Kanara's power. Eternalize for 4 colorless and 2 black. Comes in as a 2/2. Emit Eternal. 1 black, 2 colorless. Creature, zombie, crocodile, demon. Afflict 3. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, put a -1/-1 counter on Emit Eternal. Whenever Emit Eternal deals combat damage to a player, remove all -1/-1 counters from it, and it is a 5/5. Angel of Condemnation. 2 white, 2 colorless. Creature, Angel of Flying, Vigilance. 2 colorless, 1 white, tap, exile another target creature, return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. And then 2 colorless, 1 white, tap, exert Angel of Condemnation, exile another target creature until Angel of Condemnation leaves the battlefield. 3/3. Got a little blink, little exile action. Hour of Promise. 1 green, 4 colorless sorcery. Search your library for up to 2 land cards. Put them onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. Then, if you control 3 or more deserts, creature or create 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. Abandon Sarcophagus. 3 colorless artifact. You may cast non-land cards with cycling from your graveyard. If a card with cycling would be put into a graveyard from anywhere and it wasn't cycled, exiled instead. Hour of Revelation. 3 white, 3 colorless. Hour of Revelation costs 3 less to cast. If there are 10 or more non-land permanents on the battlefield, destroy all non-land permanents. Again, another card is going to see play. Octera's Last Mercy. 2 white, 1 colorless sorcery. Your life total becomes equal to your starting life total. Lands you control don't untap during your next untap step. And this is the card that will be a bane to those who play Burn in Modern. Fraying Sanity. 1 blue, 2 colorless. Enchantment or a curse. Enchant player. At the beginning of each end step, enchanted player puts the top X cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard, where X is the number of cards put into that graveyard from anywhere this turn. Chaos Maw. 2 red, 5 colorless. Creature, Hellion. When Chaos Maw enters the battlefield, it deals 3 damage to each other creature. A little expensive, but get rid of all those annoying little guys. God Pharaoh's Gift. 7 colorless artifact. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may exile a creature card from your graveyard. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that card, except it's a 4/4 block zombie. It gains haste until the end of turn. Last couple of packs for this first box. Adorned Pouncer. 1 white, one colorless creature cat. Double strike. Eternalize for 3 colorless and 2 white. It is a 1/1. And we have a foil Avon of Enduring Hope. I don't believe we've got a foil rare mythic yet. And there it is. Overwhelming Splendor, mythic. And then we have Leave and Chance. Leave is 1 white, 1 colorless instant. Return any number of target permanents you own to your hand. And Chance is 1 red, 3 colorless sorcery. Aftermath. Discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards. So Overwhelming Splendor for the foil. Last pack. And we have Unleash Cryosphinx Sovereign. 2 blue, 4 colorless, legendary creature Sphinx. Flying Sphinx spells you cast cost 2 less to cast. Whenever Unleash Cryosphinx Sovereign or another Sphinx enters the battlefield under your control, reveal the top 4 cards of your library. An opponent separates those cards into 2 piles. Put 1 pile into your hand and the other pile into your graveyard. See what we got here. Got a Unish, foil Overwhelming Splendor, an Adorned Pouncer, Altair's Last Mercy, Our Revelation, got Neheb, Crested Sunmare, Torment of Hellfire, and again, regular Overwhelming Splendor, Razaketh, Bantu's Last Reckoning, and Nicol Bolas. Got a hollow one. Our Devastation. Pretty good box. Pretty good box. As always, thanks Nerdcard letting me make videos for his YouTube channel. Thanks Bluegrass Magic for sponsoring the channel. And there will be a 1-pack giveaway with this channel. So comment, subscribe, like, all that YouTube stuff. Alright, we will be back shortly with the second box.